Did you tell him about the murder in Florida?
Actually, I did. And the reason why, I was already convicted of it. I took my plea, told it was out, so they couldn't do anything else with it.
Okay, so you had a certain level of status because you'd already caught a body, essentially.
Correct. Well, and also my reputation in the neighborhood.
Right. So, who is Frank Santoro?
Frank Santoro was around the Genovese crime family. He was, I'll say, a drug addict. Nice words. But he was close friends with my father as well. My father was a drug addict as well. They had a group of them. And he got killed because it got back to Vinnie Basciano that one night when they were partying, one of Vinnie's sons passed by, and Frank Santoro passed a comment, imagine if we kidnapped him, how much money we could get. Said it in jest. There wasn't a plan, there wasn't a plot. Just said it in jest. And Vinnie wasn't having it.
In retrospect, a random bad joke.
Got him killed.
By someone who was probably intoxicated at the time. Is it really that serious?
No, it's not. But Vinnie's thought process was, he's thinking it, he said it, I'm going to make an example out of him. Because what if one of these drug addicts, they do it? So I'm going to make an example out of him.
A lot of what ifs in that thought process.
I agree.
I understand the situation with George. Hey,
right.
I'm going to pay you guys a certain amount of money. Here's the gun. Mm-hmm. There is actual planning involved. Your life is now in danger. I can understand. I probably would have done something similar on some level. But a random comment is a bit overkill.
I agree.
By someone who's fairly high up in the system, mm-hmm. that has a lot of repercussions over these types of actions. Right. Did you try to talk him out of it and say, hey, listen, he was just joking?
Absolutely not. The reason being is...
You're not a made man at this point.
I'm not a made man. I'm just getting to know Vinnie, and that's a sign of weakness.
Okay. Why have you come along when you're a fairly new guy?
To the hit?
Yes. When you have a whole bunch of other made men who actually have more of a track record of this kind of thing.
Vinnie just wanted, he asked, well, it was Bruno that asked, said Vinnie had a problem. I said, all right, let's go. You know, what am I going to do? I already knew what time it was. And I actually told Vinnie, I want to be one of the shooters. So I felt, why am I going to drive or be a lookout car? I'm still the same amount of time. Get caught for murder, we're all going away for life.
Okay, so you grab a gun.
I had a gun, yes.
And Vinnie grabs a shotgun.
I had a .357 that Vinnie gave me. Mm-hmm. He had a shotgun. That's correct.
Right, and shotguns make an absolute mess.
Yes, it does.
It's one of the most lethal weapons on earth at close range.
Yes.
So this is going to be a messy situation.
Yes.
Lead me up to the situation.
We're waiting. We have the lookout cars. Bruno's parked basically in front of his house, the guy's house. Anthony Donato is driving Vinnie Basciano and myself. Vinnie's sitting in the front passenger seat. I'm sitting right behind Vinnie. Anthony Donato spots Frank Santoro walking a dog. Anthony rolls. Vinnie tells him, go ahead. As we roll up to him, I jump out of the car. Vinnie jumps out. I start firing, shooting, and then Vinnie's following me with the shotgun, blasting him.
Okay. And he's definitely dead at this point.
Well, the last shot was Frank was already on the floor, and Vinnie went over to him and blasted the last shot in him, and you could see the body jump from the impact of the shells hitting him.
Right, and you shot him 5 times.
I missed. I think I hit him 1 time.
Okay.
But, the adrenaline's pumping. It's a .357 snub nose.
Yeah, so it's kicking back.
Yeah, and I just wasn't familiar with the gun, the weapon. And so, but I was there shooting, firing. I might have hit a few trees, but...
So how do you actually dispose of the body?
Left him there.
Left him there.
Left him in the street.
Okay. So then at one point, the police find the body.
That night, I'm sure with the gunshots, and he went out walking a dog. So, and it was in the winter time, so I'm sure people had their windows shut. But eventually,
yeah. So, were you investigated for this murder at all?
Actually, I was living in Jersey at the time, so I went back home. I made sure I had no easy pass to track me. I didn't have my phone with me that night. I know Vinnie was a suspect at one point, but what got us caught was Vinnie's big mouth. Afterwards, he told us, even before, this never happened, we never did it. He said, even if Joe Messino asked any one of us, Joe, we don't know. It must have been the Genovese. He was a junkie. They took him out.
Because the boss didn't authorize this hit.
The boss did not authorize it.
Is that considered?
That could get us killed.
That can get everyone killed.
Quickly. Because the boss will look at it. You're drawing heat to me. This is my family.
Right.
I didn't authorize this. What do you think? It's your family?
Yeah.
That's a death sentence for all of us.
Basically, Vinnie was acting like a boss. When he wasn't.
Vinnie was very good with his words, very sharp on his feet, very articulate, where he told Joe Messino, when he sat down with Joe, Joe asked him, he would go to Joe's restaurant, I think, every 2 weeks. So Joe asked him, what happened in the Bronx? He said, Vinnie's words, Bo, I had to take care of it. So Joe's like, what do you mean you had to take care of it? The guy was looking to kidnap my son. There was no time to react. I didn't know if he was going to, Vinnie lied to him. I didn't know if the plan was already in process. If I would have went to you to try a call for the West Side, my son could have been kidnapped. It would have been too late. And that was Vinnie's excuse. So Joe asked him who was involved. Vinnie said Bruno, Dominick. He told him everybody. And then Vinnie came back to us and told us. And I was like, why?
Okay.